down vote with no amendments in the House or the Senate. And in the Senate, it protects the bill against a filibuster because it waives the requirement that you have to have 60 votes on a cloture vote to prevent a filibuster. So that's why reconciliation would be a way to get something more through the Senate than through the House, because in the House all you need is 200. You just need 50% plus one in the House. So that's a Senate provision, but there are a lot of pitfalls when you go through reconciliation. And so the House would probably, even Pelosi would not go along with a reconciliation strategy, and it's debatable whether enough Democrats even in the Senate would go along with that. So that is a possibility, but I would say it is not a probability. Yeah, let's go somebody over here, this gentleman here in the back and that lady right in front of you. And then I'll take one, the young lady in the blue dress, and that'll be my last question.
My name is Kennedale. I live in South.
Okay.
I'm concerned about this, and I know that this is taken away from that, but I'm worried about my country.
All right.
Like back in the years before I paid my dues, and I have harvested the benefits of it, and I've lived to collect. But we've got some borders down here, people that are diluting our patriotism, our ability to cling together as a country like this.
That's right.
We've got a border patrol down there that's outmanned and outgunned, and we need some help. Even the people up north, I have a son who lives in Massachusetts, they're feeling the impact of it. And these people don't come to our country for the right reasons, like they did back in the 20s and 30s. They don't come here to give as well as take. They come to take. And they will not. They do dilute our ability to cling together. There's so many of them. Now these people may be votes to some folks, but they're not votes to us.
Okay. Well, the question is really on legal immigration, protecting our borders, controlling our borders.
I just want to know what you have to say about it.
Okay. I think if you're here illegally, we should find out who you are and put you back in the country you came from. I have supported increases in the Border Patrol. I supported building the fiscal barriers where it made sense along the border. I support negotiations with primarily with Mexico, but in some cases with other countries, to figure out ways to enforce that border. And I also, in this bill, supported an amendment by Congressman Nathan Deal of Georgia that the benefits of the bill should go to U.S. citizens and not to people in
There is a video out on the computer that shows infrared pictures of the border below Yuma. They're crossing by 1,000, hundreds every day.
Well,
and they can't stop.
The last year that the Republicans were in the majority, we did pass a bill that did become law that has been implemented, and we have built a fiscal barricade from Matamoros all the way to San Diego where it makes any sense at all to do so. And we have tripled the number of Border Patrol agents. We have increased the protocols where the Border Patrol works with the local sheriff and law enforcement. We have We have also ended the catch and release program, where if we caught somebody, we just kind of release them on their own recognizance. So, you know, we are trying, and we're having some success. I don't say that it's total, but we're moving, I think, in the way that you would want us to move. This young lady, and then last question will be the young lady in the blue dress in the hallway. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
But it just seems like, I think what I'm kind of scared of, and it's probably a lot in here, is that the Democrats are kind of like creating a building, level upon level upon level. And what scares us is what's the next step. You know, they can get this passed, then it's there. One of my concerns is for the chief of this diversity officer, one of the czars, maybe, I don't know, but it's for the public radio or promoting and funding of the public radio from the conservative side. Yeah. I'd like to know what you think about that, and how can we stop this pork spending that's attached to all this bill?
Okay, she's got all kinds of questions there. Oh yeah, tell us your name. Fort Worth, okay. Good point. And it's not a requirement that you be from our district, but it does help, you know. On the fairness doctrine, which is public radio, there's enough competition on the radio airwaves that I don't think you need a fairness doctrine, because a fairness doctrine is a misnomer. A fairness doctrine actually limits debate and allows radio stations to actually stifle debate, because they can say, we won't let you on the air, because if we let you on the air, we have to let somebody else on the other side, and nobody on the other side wants to say anything, so we can't let you. So I oppose any kind of a codification by the FCC or by Congress of the so-called fairness doctrine. Okay, that's one of your questions. In terms of pork barrel spending, if I had to name the number one issue, it's not health care, as important as it is controlling federal spending. Thank you. It is not impossible to balance the federal budget. We did it 4 years in a row in the late 90s and in 2001. In fact, the Treasury Department stopped selling Treasury bills because we were paying off the federal debt. 9/11 happened, the economy's had some trouble, and now you've got a Democratic Congress with a Democratic president, and spending is out of control. You can elect a Republican Congress, and in 3 years a Republican president. We can change the budget laws. We can do all kinds of stuff to get spending back under control. And that, you know, I have a soon-to-be 4-year-old son. I also have a son who's, today's his birthday, and he's 38. So I kind of have a range there. But they both look like me, so which may be good or bad, but in any event, I am really, really concerned about federal spending. The first year I was in Congress, 1985, the entire federal budget was less than $1 trillion. This year, the federal deficit is $1.6 trillion. We're going to double the federal debt in the next 6 years. That's unconscionable. And the way to change it, in addition to changing the majorities, we have to change the budget process. Under current budget law, every program is protected. You have a baseline from last year, and if you're an entitlement program, you have an automatic inflation adjustment. So in order to cut a program or change a program, you have to get a majority to vote to cut that program. And every program has a constituency. So we need to change that by going to where, until the budget is balanced, we cut every program, with certain exceptions. If it is an earned entitlement, if you serve this country, the military, and have a veteran's benefit, that is an earned benefit. If you paid into the Social Security system for 50 years, that is an earned benefit. So if it is an earned entitlement, and not an entitlement because of your status